I am functional medicine practitioner Claudine Francois. I empower women entrepreneurs by sharing solutions for health on my show, Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine. Hello, and welcome to Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine. If you are here to learn how to balance hormones for autoimmune health naturally with Integrative Clinical Nutritionist Tasha Stevens, you are in the right place. And please stay on until the end because today's guest has a fantastic gift for our community. Now, as a functional medicine practitioner, I specialize in helping driven women uncover the root causes of their chronic health issues. So by scheduling a complimentary consultation, we will begin uncovering your unique health challenges and develop a personalized plan to address these root causes, allowing you to achieve your very best in every area of your life. So you can visit the link below to book your session. Now, let's get to today's show. Today's guest is Integrative Clinical Nutritionist Tasha Stevens. I'm going to be able to speak today, y'all. Tasha Stevens is an integrative clinical nutritionist, BS, CPT, Pilates instructor, and founder of Happy Hormone Health. Living with 6 autoimmune diseases for years, she struggled with symptoms that controlled her life and found there was little to no support from her doctors. Many of you out there know what that's like. By addressing the root cause of her system disruption, her life transformed. She has coached 2,000 women in reclaiming their energy, living symptom-free, and transforming their health through hormone balance nutrition. Wow, this woman is amazing. Please welcome her up. Tasha, it is so great to have you here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here and to share my story. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it is my absolute pleasure. And I'm going to start by asking you the first thing I ask all my guests, which is, what does a healthy, delicious lifestyle mean to you?
Oh, that is a good one because I truly believe that a healthy, delicious lifestyle is something that, nourishes our systems and our souls. I do not believe in restriction in any way, shape, or form. So it's really what you can add to your life, right? What can you bring into your life, into your diet, into your fitness routine to support your systems in feeling the best?
Oh my gosh, that is such a great point of view, right? Because so many of us think about, oh, I have to take this out or I have to stop doing this. And it's more about what can you do what can you add to enhance your life? So that is a wonderful point of view. Thank you for sharing
Thank
that with
you.
us.
Yes. Probably from years of restriction myself.
Yes. And I want to get right into your tips because you have some fantastic tips. Your first one is there is a bi-directional relationship between hormones and autoimmunity. What does that mean? What do hormones and autoimmunity have to do with each other?
Oh, okay. This is a big one. Living with 6 autoimmune conditions myself, if you're out there struggling with invisible symptoms, like I feel you, I see you. And constantly when I was looking for support relief, even with my degree, there was nothing. And the reason that women are fourfold more likely to live and struggle with autoimmunity is because your hormones, your unique hormonal fluctuations that happen across your month directly impact your risk for having an autoimmune condition, your risk for triggering an autoimmune condition, and then a risk for a flare. And then when you're in a flare, when your body is attacking itself, guess what? The systems that are responsible for hormone production, filtration, they're disrupted as a byproduct. And so then you get stuck in this terrible cycle of feeling like you can't support your needs or get past it because you're not really addressing the root cause. It's not necessarily that the autoimmune condition is the root cause, it's the hormone disruption and the system disruption. And focusing on that is how I've been able to put my 6 autoimmune conditions into remission without any medication. And it's how I've supported many of my clients in coming off of medication and, putting their symptoms into remission and taking back control.
That is such a good point because often people don't realize that the autoimmune flare it's coming from a trigger. Something is triggering it. And as you mentioned, it's a system disruption. Something is going on in your system that is causing that autoimmune disease to happen.
Exactly.
And a
And,
lot of the times they're just given medication to cover up the symptoms that doesn't get to the original root cause.
exactly, and it's just a Band-Aid, and then so you're all of a sudden stuck struggling, and that's why so many women have said, "Okay, well, after I had my baby, nothing was the same," or, "I developed this autoimmune condition." That's why even some women living with autoimmune conditions, when they get pregnant, they're like, "Oh my god, my symptoms were gone," because of these very large hormonal fluctuations.
Mm.
And it's almost, I hope, empowering to know that you have the opportunity to support that directly, right? It's not necessarily something that you're just, oh, well, it's my hormones, like I'm out of luck. No, because everything that we do, everything that we eat, how we move, how we live, that all influences our unique hormonal fluctuations. And so instead of just trying to like shut them down, we should empower them.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about some of the ways that
Yes.
those can be empowered. So I'm really excited to talk about that because your next tip is women have a unique 28-day hormone cycle, which means that our hormones are fluctuating every single day. I don't know that many of us consciously realize our hormones are
Mhm.
fluctuating every single day, and that imbalances can lead to symptoms and heightened disruption. So tell us more about that.
Yes. So let's debunk what we've learned in middle school in health class. So your period is not the only hormonal, experience that you have. Your period marks the end of a hormone cycle, in my opinion, because your body is constantly trying to get pregnant. And so each and every day, your body moves through these distinct four hormonal phases, which directly influence your metabolic rate, your body's stress level or stress threshold, your body's ability to burn fat versus conserve fat, your body's ability to handle workout intensities, to socialize, to even be productive. And so what happens is most of us have been told that we need to eat the same, work the same, be productive, every single day, day in, day out. And that does not align with our hormonal fluctuations. Obviously, say your body needs more fuel during your menstrual phase and you're in a super restrictive diet, you're only adding more stress. All of that working against your hormones leads to system disruption. It leads to severe deficits either in production of hormones or filtration of, excess hormones out of the body. And so years of doing that, snowballing, snowballing, snowballing can lead to insane hormonal disruption, system disruption. And like I said, living with autoimmunity, there's that bidirectional relationship. So all of a sudden, even just the chronic stress of that can be enough to trigger that genetic code
Mhm.
on. And now you're not only struggling with hormone disruption, you're struggling with invisible symptoms of autoimmunity.
Yeah, and to put a real practical example on that, I was in corporate for 25 years. Corporate is very masculine, right?
Yes.
It's like, and just to give the counterpoint to what you said about how women have this 28-day hormone cycle with four distinct phases, men have a 24-hour cycle. They wake up, they have high testosterone, they're like ready to boom, boom, boom throughout the day, and by the end of the day, their testosterone is low enough they will sit and snuggle with you on the couch, right? Like,
It
they have this, and it's the same thing every day. So
was
when I was in corporate, I was being forced to live in that world, right? I had
so
to be the
easy.
same every day, and I had to push myself as hard every day. And we're going to talk about ways that we can sync up our lifestyles to our cycles. I'm really excited to get to that. But just know there are things we can do to support ourselves at every stage of the cycle. So your next tip: symptoms. I love this one. Symptoms are immediate biofeedback from your body, and we can use our symptoms to understand what systems we need to support. So, how are symptoms immediate biofeedback, and what can we do? Well, how can we support those, given the symptoms that we're experiencing?
Absolutely. So again, part of our nature has been like, okay, you have cramps, you have bloating, you have a headache, take an ibuprofen, take some Motrin, like just suffer through. But those symptoms are your body's report card. It's your body's way of saying, hey, this is what was happening over the course of my four hormonal phases. And here is how you can respond, right? So instead of just running to those band aid solutions, right, trying to mask them, cover them up, pretend that they're not there, we use them to enlighten our health journey and empower our health journey. For
Mm,
example, one of the most common hormone imbalances that women struggle with, especially with autoimmunity, is estrogen dominance. Too much estrogen stored in the tissues or too much estrogen from environmental toxins can lead to cramping. It can lead to really heavy periods that are dark purple or red in coloring. It can lead to endometriosis. It can lead to fibroids. That is a sign that your gut is disrupted. And then so focusing on nourishing your gut, rebuilding your gut biome, identifying inflammatory for you foods can be pivotal in helping your body filter out that excess, estrogen. Compared
Mhm.
to another really big trigger for women is stress, chronic stress, right? A recovering stress addict here. Um, Feeling anxious, having missed cycles, having a lot of spotting between your cycle, gaining a lot of weight in the abdominal area or that stubborn belly fat. Those are signs that your cortisol might be through the roof, or you might have crazy energy deficits or energy crashes. And so addressing the root cause of chronic stress, which is often under eating or
Mhm.
overtraining in the wrong ways, those can be how you can start to support your system, right? So instead of trying to just numb out all of this or pretend that they're part of the normal female experience, we say, hey, this is not normal. And I'm going to really tune into what my body is telling me so I can support it properly.
Mhm. Rather than pushing through, rather than just, "I'm just gonna wine night it out," you know?
Yep. I
You know?
love it.
So good. And I want to remind anyone who's listening, if you are interested in learning more about functional medicine, if you want to do hot seat lab reviews, get free trainings, I have a free Facebook group. I'm putting the link below. You are more than welcome to join us. It is a wonderful community of women. And your next tip, also super excited about. I love all your tips. They're so
Oh,
good. Adapting how you eat, workout, rest, and socialize to align with hormones can support homeostasis in the body, hormone balance, and help to regulate flares. Now, how do you adapt how you eat, work out, and rest and socialize to align with your hormones? What does that mean?
absolutely. Okay, so it all ties back to those 4 hormonal phases, and this is where we get to really dig in. Okay, so I know it's probably confusing, but the easiest way to start tracking this is start with your period. During your period, you have obviously a distinct indicator that you're on it. And that's when your hormones are at the lowest. And so, because your hormones are low, this is not the time to push through your workouts. This is not the time to restrict your calories. Your body needs more nutrients. So, increasing the total amount that you eat, increasing your healthy fat consumption with, nut butters, sunflower seeds, peanut butter. I'm stuck on the butters. Avocado. Those can help to nourish and replenish stores that are lost while you're bleeding. Even choosing high iron foods like seaweed or ground beef can help to really rebuild. It's also a time to say, like, hey, I don't feel like working out. That's not right for my body right now. I'm not going to add that extra stress. Same with productivity levels. Like, you might not want to socialize. You might not feel super productive at work. It's okay to lean into that. Then when your period is over and you enter your follicular phase, I like to think of it as spring, that's when you're creative. Your body is on the rise. All hormones are coming with it. So this is a wonderful time to lean into trying new things, being creative at work, joining new gyms or workout programs, planning a spontaneous trip. And from a metabolic standpoint, this is when your body says, "Hey, I feel comfortable, potentially releasing fat if that's a goal for you." So you can technically bring your macros or your caloric intake down a little bit, focus on high carb foods to give you energy, and focus on nourishing with vibrant foods, citrus foods, things like that to help build up liver and gut function, because when estrogen rises and peaks in your ovulatory phase, which is marked by, distinct changes in like feeling sexy, feeling energized, confident, you are strong, you are able to lift really heavy, push intensely in your workouts. This is a great time to up your protein because your body wants to build lean mass. But because estrogen is rising, you want to incorporate high cruciferous vegetable foods to help bind to that estrogen and make sure it doesn't push estrogen dominance. And then finally, when you enter your luteal phase, this is kind of fall, this is when PMS can happen. It's really important to recognize that your body is now saying, like, I'm preparing for potential conception, whether you're trying to get pregnant or not. So your metabolic rate increases. You need more protein, more fat, more calories overall. You're super strong right after ovulation, but as you get closer to your period, you may not feel good to work out, and that's okay. And
And this
most
is such great information, and I wanna keep going. We are running out of time,
oh,
though, and
wow,
so
okay,
I
good.
will I will put a link to the book, a book that I love. It's called In the Flow by Elisa Vitti, that
Love,
has
love, love.
all of this information. So amazing. Because I also want to get to this product that you very kindly mentioned that you happen to love. Tell us more about the Myo and D-chiro-inositol.
As I mentioned, I'm a recovering stress addict, and stress is one of the biggest influencers of autoimmunity. And when you're stressed, it has insane disruptions on your blood sugar and insulin function. Myo D-chiro-inositol is one of the only supplements that is clinically proven to help regulate insulin function and improve insulin function. So this is a great supplement to add into your waters or your protein shakes to help regulate blood sugar, which simultaneously reduces stress and helps to support energy for autoimmunity.
So good. And we're not going to have time to talk about this thorn basic nutrients, but I will just say that if you are not at the point where you're ready to do a full customized personalized supplement, this is a great multivitamin to help you balance your hormones. And I do want to talk about your free gift because you have a wonderful hormone quiz that you are like a free hormone assessment that you are very graciously offering to the community. So I will be sure to link to that. I have taken it. It is really insightful. And we will, of course, link to all of your places where you can learn more about Tasha. Thank you so much for being here. It was such an absolute
Having
pleasure.
me.
Oh my gosh, so, so good. So I'm going to drop you into the green room, have a mocktail. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. Was that not amazing? Thank you so much for joining us today. And make sure you look at yourself. How are you going to create a healthy, delicious lifestyle for you today? Until then, be sure to join me for another episode of Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and have a healthy, delicious lifestyle. You can learn more about my services and products at ingoodcleantaste.com. Be sure to join me every week on the SWE Media Network YouTube channel and wherever you listen to podcasts.